I think Kamala Harris is a literal joke, and I think anybody that voted for her is just as much of a clown as that woman is. This woman take y'all black folks for a joke. She done nailed how to be black more than black people themselves. At first it was the greens in the bathtub that she used to wash when our dead skin would fall into the tub. That's where she would go to go wash some food. But she's supposed to be running our country and trying to make America healthy again. Then she brought Meg Thee Stallion out. Now she got Glorilla stumping the yard at the other rally. She got the girl. What's the song? He's spitting on rain on my hand on my... What? And then they got the nerves to try to make it a clean version for national television. Baby, that song ain't clean. Ain't none of it clean. And again, I blame y'all, okay? I blame anybody that went to go try to vote that witch into office. I mean, she literally played in y'all faces when she only gave y'all $750 for Hurricane Helene victims. And I heard that half of y'all ain't even get that $750, let alone $300. But this is the woman that been in office for 3.5 years that supposedly ain't had no say-so in nothing, but Biden had other words to say and said that her administration is intertwined with his, and she's just as much responsible as he is for this economy. On top of that, y'all think China and Russia gonna respect that woman in office after watching her interviews where she stutters and stammers over any answer given? In fact, not even a clear answer. I don't even know what to call it. It's not even an answer. It's BS. The other countries are laughing at us. We look like a circus show to them. And y'all really think if this woman gets into office, they're going to respect us like they haven't seen the elites that have been endorsing this woman? Like they haven't seen the twerk-offs at Kamala Harris rally? Y'all really think they about to put some respect on America? So she pulled the ultimate black card by telling you guys how she seasoned her greens, how she had to work at Mickey D's to get through college, how she's an AKA, how she listened to Tupac while in college, even though Tupac was a little boy at the time, how she lived middle class, even though she lived in a very nice upscale neighborhood out in Canada. I mean, the woman comes from money. Her lineage comes from money. I mean, they were Jamaican slave owners. And this is not allegedly. Trying to tell y'all, man, if that witch gets into office, it's gonna be hell to pay. Mark my words.
Back at it again, and let me tell you something. Kamala is not going to like this video today because, you know, obviously the narrative has been that only white people, right, rich white people, the billionaires, support Trump. But let me tell you something. Trump has support from every demographic in this country. Top to bottom, left to right. He has former Democrats voting for him. He has black people, Native Americans, Arabs, Somalians, people of Muslim faith, people, Christians, Jews, everybody, Hispanics, right? Everybody is rocking with Trump. And if you don't believe me, well, let's dive in.
At 47 years old, he's treading new ground this election.
I always voted Democrat, and until this year.
He brought with him his wife, his son, and his mother.
It made me so mad. They always say, oh, we're going to change this, we're going to give you this much money, and your infrastructure and all that's going to get fixed. I don't see it. We got potholes out there that's been there for 20 years.
Party switchers like Jim Ricks now blame the Democrats they've spent decades supporting.
It's not right to see your elders that way and your veterans. And I believe that's going to change here soon.
He's not alone in his frustrations.
These campaigns won your vote. Do you think they have gone the distance to actually earn it?
I would say there's always room for improvement.
So you just saw it there. Not rocking with Democrats. And yeah, the Democrats have been promising a lot and delivering next to nothing. As a matter of fact, I would say virtually nothing. They have delivered the exact opposite. But carry on.
We're at a point where we're just done. We're done being sheep for the Democratic Party.
There's never any explicit action that's stated, you know.
I feel like some people are just willing to even vote for Trump just to give Gaza a second chance, because obviously what's happening with Harris and Joe Biden is not working for us.
I'm telling you, and I don't want to make this video too long, but they continue on, basically saying the same thing. They're more than likely going to vote for Trump. And check out this one.
I came home the day I met Trump, and I gave my son a MAGA hat, and I said, I guess we're there. And he said, ew. His first words to me were, ew. I said, but Baba, he said he's going to stop the war. And he said, okay, that's it. Give me that hat. We're voting for Trump. And that's the sentiment, not just of an 8-year-old, but of an entire community. If you're going to stop the war, even if I don't like you, I'm on your team.
Even if I don't like you, I am on your team. And, you know, a lot of the dislike is coming from the media, right? If the media was completely honest about, you know, both candidates, you wouldn't have that. So I believe once Trump is in office, and the election is tomorrow, so make sure you get out and you vote and stay in line. Do not leave. Those lines are going to be long. You're going to have to wait a long time. They're going to try to pull some shenanigans, but stay in line until you vote. All right? Just go there prepared. But yeah, I've seen this a lot where there's a lot of former Democrats or people who have supported the Democrat Party who are now voting for Trump. I don't see the opposite, right? I don't see it going the opposite direction. I have yet to come across the video where somebody is saying, yeah, I'm a former, you know, Trump guy, or I'm a former Trump gal, and now I'm voting for Kamala. Like, I have yet to come across that video. Yet to do it. And I've come across hundreds of these types of videos, and I got a lot to show you guys today. So let's continue on. This is another former Democrat now voting for Trump.
Just so you know, I didn't vote for Donald Trump in 2016. I didn't vote for Donald Trump in 2020. Okay. It was a great big awakening for me in the last 4 years, and it's a loss to the Democratic Party. They don't realize that just because you voted in the past means you're going to be loyal in the future. Your actions do actually matter.
Yeah, I think people see it a lot easier now because we've had Trump before. And we've had Kamala Harris and Biden, and how bad it's been. You know, people are waking up. Can I ask you who you voted for in 2020 or in 2016?
Unfortunately, I voted for Hillary Clinton, and I voted for Joe Biden, and it was Joe Biden was a catastrophic error. Yeah. You know, and again, it was me listening to mainstream media, and once all the independent people yourself started coming out and, you know, giving us more information, I was like, well, wait a minute, I need to research this.
So you'd say that social media and independent journalism is helping?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah. Hey, let's go, baby. Let's go. And also, you know, I think Ben Carson said this a while back, but he said, if Trump wins, it is going to be a major statement about our mainstream media. It will mean mainstream media no longer has the power it once had. And you're seeing them trying to exercise that power now as we speak. You know, all of these different hoax that they've tried to rile up, right? The whole Liz Cheney hoax that blew up in their faces got exposed, saying that he called for her to be in front of a firing squad, which they know was a lie. But I feel like, one, it shows desperation. They understand and know Kamala is losing. And so they try to, you know, kind of flex their media muscles to see if they could get something to stick. And they didn't. And in part, I feel like it is because of independent media. You know, people who aren't in mainstream media that talk about this kind of stuff and expose the actual truth, because a lot of people don't watch mainstream media anymore. A lot of people watch independent media now. Because of that reason, people understand that mainstream media lies all the time. It's not the news anymore. It's opinions. But carry on.
I have a resume that you can't believe. So my fiance was asking me, she goes, lifelong New Yorker, lifelong Democrat. She's never voted. She's voting for the first time. We've got a huge social circle. She's brought over maybe 100 people, never voted. They're all going to vote. They're all going to vote for Trump. And what she asked me the other day was, well, what's going to happen on day one if Kamala gets in? Look what's happened in New York under Mayor Adams. Is that we're going to start feeling the pain, more of the pain, with our paychecks, our taxes, our freedom of speech, at the grocery store, the lack of getting jobs. I have a resume that you can't believe. I have not been able to get a job 2 years. IT, I founded 3 companies. One went to NASDAQ. I've been actively searching for a job now for almost 2 years. I can't even get an interview. And I've got a resume that's crazy.
So another lifelong Democrat voting for Trump. I'm telling you guys, it's really a thing. It's really a thing. there are a lot of Democrats who are voting for Trump, and there's a lot of new voters who never really cared about politics who are voting for Trump, right? But I also want to touch on black people like myself, even though, you know, Kamala and Joe Biden wouldn't consider me black because I ain't voting for them. A lot of black folks are voting for Trump as well. Check it out.
My name is Henry Ike.
My name is Marcus. I live in Tennessee.
My name is Kendall Sandifer. I'm a black man from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised.
I'm Leon Benjamin.
I'm John Anthony.
My name is Javon Price. I'm a black man from the free state of Florida, and I will be voting for President Trump this November.
And I'm not with her.
And I'm not with her.
I believe Donald J. Trump is well suited for the job because he'll bring back manufacturing to our country, create economic growth, and more importantly, preserve our traditional values.
I feel he's going to get this country back up and running to how it's supposed to be.
My daughter, Jariah, I want to make sure that she's protected. And I believe Donald Trump is the man for that.
He has my vote.
I endorse Donald Trump for president.
He can make our communities great again.
He's done it before, he can do it again.
Because we need to be great again together.
I'm not with her. I know you're not. Make sure you get out there and vote.
Vote for President Trump this November.
Vote red.
Yeah, so you saw that there, but as I always like to say with these types of videos, there's more.
I haven't voted yet, but I plan on voting on election day, and I plan on voting for Donald Trump. I always voted Democratically, but due to my research, I recently changed my mind, Republican, from moving forward.
So not only a black man, but a black man who admitted, yo, yeah, I've always voted Democrat, but you know, I took the time to do my research this time around. I didn't just show up to the voting booth and vote the same way I always have. And, you know, I realized I'm actually doing a terrible thing by voting for these folks. I'm voting Republican. But once again, there's more.
Danny C here. I'm flipping red because they're going to stop playing with Chicago, black Chicago, American citizens, period. They sit up here and promise us every 4 years what they gonna do for us and don't do nothing. I'm not looking for no handout. I just want them to stop playing with black people, stop taking their property. Like, that's why we here. They taking people property, black citizens property, and they're actually putting all these illegals in our neighborhood. You should see they got stands all over my neighborhood where they sit up there cooking. Why they ain't paying no taxes? Why they ain't have to give a building? Why they don't have them out there telling them they need a permit? They just making money and sending their money back home. And then my taxes went up? No, I'm tired of playing. Vote red, flip red, and we out here advocating because they gonna stop taking people property, especially black citizens who get them 90 to 95% of our votes. I ain't doing it no more. That's why I'm flipping red.
You know, and I love how she pointed out the fact that we don't need handouts. We are good at figuring things out on our own, right? Just get out of the way. Get out of the way. Stop coming out here and lying and promising the world, the moon, and the stars, right? Making it sound all fluffy, bringing out a bunch of celebrities like Kamala is doing currently and parading them in front of our face. We're done with that. You're cooked. You've done that one too many times. We've seen this song and dance. We ain't dancing anymore. So the dance is over with. All right. That like they do the same thing every 4 years, right? Fearmonger, bring out a bunch of celebrities to try to endorse them. Ooh, look, we got Beyonce to endorse us. Oh my goodness. And it's like, when has Beyonce ever endorsed a Republican? When have, you know, some of these rappers or big celebrities that they always bring out, when have they ever said, you know what, actually I'm voting Republican this time around? Like, they all say the same thing every 4 years. Every 4 years, it's the same song and dance. And people are smarter than that this time around. But there's more.
I'm pushing Donald Trump, period, because he earned my support. He showed me what he could do. Business was booming when he was in office. He let my homeboy out prison. And all that racist stuff y'all talking about him, I ain't seen it yet. Because everybody I know that was black had money and was doing their thing, started businesses. You see all these females driving these trucks, all that came from SBA. All that came from an SBA loan. See, what y'all don't understand is the Republicans started SBA, Small Business Administration, for y'all that don't know. During COVID, Trump opened it wide open to anybody. Anybody. It wasn't a specific color. Everybody I know was going to get them loans. And it was 10 more organizations giving out money during COVID. That's when Trump was in office. Money creates wealth, and it creates a better future. So vote Trump. I'm pushing.
Yeah, vote Trump. Vote Trump. I mean, that's facts. You know, money was flowing. It was exchanging hands. We weren't out here paying exorbitant prices for gas and groceries. There wasn't a nuclear sub off the coast of Florida, right? I think people forgot about that. Like there still is a nuclear sub off of our American coast. Like people have just forgotten about that. One, because they don't talk about it in mainstream media, but that's another reason why people don't buy into mainstream media anymore. But like that story came and disappeared. Like people have forgotten about that. We're this close to like having some nukes floating over our heads. This close. Get them out of office. Bring that orange fella back. But there's more.
Anybody that can say that they living better now than they was 4 years ago, I mean, I'd be happy to hear, how you're living better.
I've been Democrat my entire life. Families voted Democrat. I probably have been the only family member that decided to step aside and vote for the Republican Party because I believe their values are more aligned with my culture as well as my family culture and values.
One of the reasons I think that it's important to vote for Trump is because I'm dissatisfied with our borders. I believe that those need to be secure. But one of the other issues that I take part of, I'm part of the LGBT, that community. We have to make a line of demarcation when it comes to this whole trans ideology.
The reason why we'll vote for Trump, Trump is offering more tangibles that some or most Black Americans think that will benefit our community. Kamala is not offering a solution or a plan. The only thing she's offering is a cute little slogan to get people riled up, but she's not giving any type of blueprint of what we can expect if she become president.
No, that's a little bit of a lie. I got to disagree with them a little bit there, because she is offering something. And what she's offering is a bunch of handouts. What she's offering is bankrupting your entire country by just printing a bunch of dollars and creating even more inflation and sending this country down the hole of bankruptcy. That's what she's offering. Hey, we're going to give you $25,000 for first-time home buyers, which is kind of ironic because she plans on making these illegals legal citizens. So just around that time, now you give or want to give $25,000. Kind of interesting, isn't it? I don't know if enough people caught on to that, but that's for the illegals, so they can, weasel their way into the American life. Hey, here's a $25,000 check for your new home. Welcome to America. Folks that have never put anything into the system, just hand them $25,000. I'm just saying. Nor will that even work, right? That just raises the price of homes $25,000, and you're printing even more money, which creates even more inflation, putting our country in even further debt, right? But that's neither here nor there. I hope nobody truly supports this woman. I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway, let's keep it going.
I'm not voting for Donald Trump because I think he's a perfect person. I'm not voting for Donald Trump because I think he's never made a mistake. I'm not voting for Trump because I think he's some kind of a holy man. I'm voting for Donald Trump because I remember how strong America was when he was in office. Because of how affordable everything was. Groceries, gas, rent, utilities, mortgages. Our economy was thriving, and our enemies cowered and ran. Trump was the first president of our lifetime to not start a new war. I'm also voting for Donald Trump because of the people who oppose him. The people who promise time and time again to make our lives better, but instead enrich themselves. The people who actively start new wars and force the American people to foot the bill. The people who scorned us for wanting to attend church and be with our families on the holidays, but allowed violent criminals to burn down our cities and even help bail them out of jail. The people who call us garbage and deplorable while covering up each other's crimes. The people who try to assassinate and imprison their political opponents. I'm voting for Donald Trump because he doesn't have to do any of this. He could quit tomorrow, pack up his things, his family, and live his twilight years in luxury. I'm voting for Donald Trump because I love my country and my fellow citizens. We got 4 more days, America. Let's make our country great again.
Well, really, we only have a day. It's literally tomorrow. The big day. It's here. It's tomorrow. Well, if you're watching this on the day of release, if you're watching this video on the day of release, November 5th is tomorrow. And, I love something that he added in there. And he added in the fact that, Trump doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to subject himself to this type of witch hunt that the Democrats have brought out against him. Because I guarantee you, if he said, you know what, throwing up my hands, I'm out of politics, I'm going to go live my life out on some private island somewhere, Democrats would leave him alone. The establishment would all of a sudden forget that he was even there. Guarantee it. This is a guy who is a billionaire, who has all types of friends everywhere. I've shown you guys the videos in the past of, Trump rubbing elbows with everybody from Muhammad Ali and Rosa Parks to Michael Jacksons and Mike Tysons, the Mike Tysons of the world. Anybody and everybody knows who Donald Trump is. So he doesn't have to do any of this. Didn't need any of it. But he chose to do it because he saw how terribly this country was being run. And he saw that he could fix it. And we all know what life was like when Trump was in office. And I could just name a few things off the top of the head. Obviously, gas prices, we weren't paying this much for gas. When we went to the grocery store, we didn't pay that much for groceries. Okay? The crime wasn't this high. And for years, they kept saying, well, the crime is actually down. That is BS, and we know it. And they actually came out and corrected it. This is probably about a month and a half ago, actually. The crime statistics, because what they were doing was big cities, like a Chicago, like an LA, they weren't reporting their crime. So it made it seem like the crime stats were dropping, and they weren't. It was just the big cities around America weren't reporting crime anymore because they didn't require all cities to report crime. That's how they were finagling the numbers. But that's what Democrats do, man. They're sneaky little snakes. So yeah, the crime wasn't as bad as it is now. The border wasn't wide open. We weren't on the brink of World War III. We didn't have a nuclear sub off the coast of Florida as we speak, right? We didn't have all of these wars going on, popping off. Just saying. I think the choice is clear. I think it's very clear. Bring that orange fella back ASAP.